Hey everybody. Hey, happy Tuesday. I know I'm never on here on a Tuesday. I was supposed to be flying to Boise, Idaho today to meet with my coach and my the other clients in the group to have this like 3-day mastermind coaching thing. So I was supposed to fly out today. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we were going to have 3 days of really intense, like 9 to 5, kind of like end of our year program coaching and presenting and all this. So I have a different custody schedule this week with my ex. So tonight I'm free. Tomorrow night I'm free. But we have a huge event tomorrow, a huge mastermind event with my coach and the other clients in my program online on Zoom. So we'll be meeting virtually for I think I don't know, 8-9 hours, something like that. Really involved day. So I'm home tonight. Just went to the grocery store. I thought I would hop on here and check in with all you fine people before I do my presentation tomorrow. And yeah, wanted to let you guys know I'm near the end of working with my first coach ever. And I feel really good about it. I've been working with her for a year in this kind of more intense space. So for a year, every 2 weeks, I've had a lot of really in-depth coaching and then some. So that is wrapping up. Before then, I worked with her for an entire summer. And before that, I worked with her with like a 2-week program. So she's been a big part of my life for a long time. And I feel super ready. I feel really good. I know that there will be another coach. I don't think I'm ever going to be without one. And that I might continue with her in some way going forward. But for right now, I'm ready to be implementing everything. So I just wanted to hop on here tonight before I get hopefully a good night's sleep, and I'm ready to rock and roll in the morning and get a shower and get some makeup on and all that. So yeah, so I just kind of want to check in because what are we on to now, guys? Like week 6 of being home. I can't even really keep track. But I was thinking about how we really need to be really extra mindful of our mental health right now so that we don't spiral, because I feel like we are in this space now where we can catch those triggers before we spiral downwards. Okay, because right now we kind of know what the triggers have been. The big shocks have come, right? You know, everything of up, school's out. That big shock is done, right? School's out for the rest of the year. Yep, that big shock, that's done. We might be still dealing with the fact that the kids aren't going back to school, but we're really kind of over the big shock of it all, right? The shock of going into public and seeing everybody wearing gloves and masks, that's starting to feel more normal. This is a good thing. But what other things are becoming more normal? You know, having appointments canceled, not doing your usual, I don't know, whatever it is that you go and do for appointments, not doing those. You know, we're all kind of getting used to the fact that all our dentist appointments are being canceled. You know, if we went and got massage, that's being canceled. You know, if we went and get our hair done, that's being canceled. Everything is being canceled. Anything sports that our kids were doing, all of it's canceled. So we've kind of come to that point, I think most of us, where we've accepted that, right? And we're like, okay, and we're getting used to it. We're getting into our new routines. We're virtual learning, if we're helping children with that, that's getting easier. We're learning those systems. The kids are learning those systems. You've probably been just getting into this. What are we in week 3 of virtual learning? We're getting into this kind of this, you know, this zone, right? And schedule and new normal. And it amazes me how resilient as humans we really are, as people, how we can really get into this. And, you know, it does become like, okay, this is what I do. And things that we might not have looked forward to before, like going for a walk in the middle of the day, and just the fact that the sun is out have been like huge for us, right? That's teaching us something, but that's not the point of what I want to talk about tonight. What I want to talk about is, now that we're getting into this new normal and things are starting to feel a little more calm, and we're not so shocked by what we're seeing outside, by what we're hearing on the news, and by the crazy sudden uproot of our lives. Now we need to think about this next stage, and what that is being mindful, watching for triggers, because we're not out of the woods mental health wise. We don't know how much longer this is going to go on. And this is the point now that we're kind of getting our new systems in check, our new routines in check, that we have to be very careful not to, all of a sudden go downhill. And I want to talk about watching for those symptoms, so that we can take these next steps and stay steady, right? Hopefully even get better, but at least stay steady. Okay, you're gonna have ups and downs and all that, but at least staying steady. And so being mindful is a really big part of that. And I know that I've talked about a lot, and I've put that 2-week challenge out there, the checklist you can use for normal things that you can do for yourself, 10 things a day that are gonna help you stay mindful, that are gonna give you purpose, that are going to give you something to strive for every day. And they might seem really small, like making your bed, listing 5 gratitudes, getting enough sleep if you can, or like I said, at least laying down and attempting to sleep 7 hours. They might seem really small, but they are actually the hugest things that you need right now. Another thing you can do, is pay attention to your triggers in your head, because anxiety is very contagious. So if you are in touch with someone often who is catastrophizing, and they aren't meaning to upset you or bring you down, if you're around someone who's catastrophizing a lot, you might want to try to pull back a little bit, or say, okay, we're going to talk about this for like 15 minutes and then we're going to talk about something else, because that's going to help keep your mental health okay. If you think about it, even back in the day, we look to others for cues. That's just how we are. So if you think about, if everybody starts running, what do? We run, because we're like, oh, everybody's running. There must be something we're running from. Is there a saber-toothed tiger? I don't know, right? But we start running. That's a really normal thing. So when we're looking to others for cues, if they aren't lining up with how we're feeling or how we're wanting to feel, then we need to make a change. If you have been in therapy or something, do telehealth. If your insurance covers that, do telehealth. Continue, see your therapist even more often if you can, or at least as much as you're normal. Stick to your self-care, as I've talked about, even amp it up even if you can, and just keep going. It's also not too late to start that 2-week challenge I put out, okay? It's not too late. You really, if any day that you do those things is gonna be good. It's gonna help, okay? Another tip I have is that if you are feeling angry, that's cool, okay? Totally normal. But then we got to bring ourselves back to feeling practical, asking ourselves this question: am I living my life right now the way that I want under these constraints and these circumstances? Ask yourself, what do I need to make this better? Who can help me and how? And what can I do to help myself? Check in with yourself, because it's really easy when we start slipping. We don't always realize it. Connection, I know I've said this a lot, is really big. Connect with people over Zoom, over FaceTime. If you aren't comfortable with that platform, even just hop on the phone more often than you would. Guys, this texting with people is not the way to connect right now. It's not going to fill you in here. You need face-to-face or ear-to-ear, okay? Face-to-face is preferred. Look for those activities that can soothe you or give you a purpose. All right. And if you don't have time for them, make a little time. Try a new hobby. Do something you've always kind of wanted to do. And lastly, add humor. I can't tell you how well this works. I was on the phone with my brother and a friend of ours from high school. My brother kind of came up with this hilarious game. It was awesome. He said, okay, we're going to each come up with like 5 movies, and we're going to guess the rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And then he had a point system for, if I guessed that a movie had 86, like an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, someone else guessed, 82, and they were closer. He had this point system, and it was hilarious, and it was fun, and it distracted the hell out of me. It was great. Also, My older brother is one that I really do like to talk to because he makes me laugh. He's hilarious. He's funny. I will get on the phone with him. Talk to your funny friend. Talk to your friend that makes you laugh. Watch some funny movies, listen to some funny podcasts. Humor is huge right now. So I really suggest doing those type of things or making connections with people that make you laugh. And while being present, also bottom line, keep looking forward. Think about, I was at the grocery store this evening, getting some stuff for me and my mom, and I was wearing my mask and my gloves, and I was looking around and I thought, wow, wow, everybody around me looks the same. And just think how interesting it's going to be when we're through this and what we've lived through, you guys. This is history. Just kind of keep it there, and that, think about those things, and how it's going to feel when we're out of it and we can say, we survived that. And how often does this even happen? It's just crazy. We've never lived through a pandemic. So just briefly, some things to think about. I'm going to hop on here tomorrow night. I want to let you guys know how my presentation goes tomorrow, and if I get any aha moments from my last huge day of coaching and learning. It's going to be really intense, so I'm excited, and I'm excited to share with you all the stuff that's coming up for me that I'm putting together for you and anyone that that I might be able to work with and mentor. So I think that's about it for tonight, guys. Keep your chins up, and I will talk to you later. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, and take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Bye-bye.